He has published over 70 plus research articles in various international and national level journals and conferences, and his citations is 1004. Sir, we are glad and very privileged to have you as a resource person for this session. I request Dr. our YHD, coordinator of the program, to hand over the staffing and curriculum information on this organization. Thank you, sir. Sir, over to you.
So, I know that it's very difficult, especially for students. I know that forcefully we have been asked to say we have time. However, like it's an opportunity to these people to understand what is future and all those things. And I could see that there is a combination of teachers as well as students with their students. I would like to make it more simple so that in future, if you want to work on AI related things, so how we can apply all those things, I would try to make it as simple as possible. Initial slides will be very easy to understand. Probably after 1.5 hours, it will be a little bit difficult for students. Okay, whatever you can get, you try to get it. That's all. Today, the topic I have chosen is called as data distribution shifts, which is one of the very important things in any AI technique, especially when it goes for a deployment. So before starting this discussion, just I want to have interaction with you people, just to understand what is your level of understanding of AI-related things. Okay. So for faculty members, like most of you probably might have completed PhD or you may be carrying out your research, right? Everyone, like how many of you have completed your PhDs? And how many of you are, how many of you have the knowledge about machine learning or deep learning or in general artificial intelligence? Yeah. And the topic of the FTP is convergence of AI and IoT for smart health. So before this, I had a different plan for this session, but then seeing the title, I thought of having a different thing, which will match to the title of the FTP. Okay, so I want to understand from you people when it comes to the topic AI. Like today, everyone speaks about AI, right? Machine learning or artificial intelligence. What do you feel like AI? So where we are? So we have seen many movies, many applications. We have seen many advertisements and everything, right? So what do you feel AI? Have you do you think that we are at the topmost of AI or we are at the basic stage of AI or what is your opinion in general? It's not specific to medical application. In general, what do you feel like AI and the answer in this? Do you think that we have to do something really great? Like yes, I can do anything. Or do you think no, nothing we have not achieved anything? It's just only on paper or only on something. Or do you think that okay, 50% we have? Some of you feel that it's 50%. 50%. Okay. Yes. Okay, let me put a small question. Like, let us take example of biometrics. Like, how many of you feel that biometrics is a field where we have achieved many things? Like, it's a saturated field. All of you know biometrics, right? What about students? Biometrics ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಫೇಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ದು ಫೇಸ್ ಲಾಕ್ ಇದೆ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಲಾಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ರೈಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಯೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಬಯೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ what do you feel like in general biometrics we have Aadhaar card right yes in our Aadhaar we have multiple biometrics they capture biometrics of face iris fingerprints right what do you feel this is just in general AI they use AI in Aadhaar we use any AI you feel machine learning or anything yes We are capturing the data. So for enrolling of Aadhaar, right, we will capture after 1 month or 2 months we will get, right? First we will get a notification that your Aadhaar has been generated or something. Just think like whether what will be the process of that 1 month? What they will be the background? See, most of us, when we see only the front end or the frontal application. Now, ಏನೇನು ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಫೇಸ್ ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೋ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕೀ ಆರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮೈ fingerprint or my face or voice or anything. Right? Just I will look into the mobile, it will open up the screen. Correct? So the same way, like can we use Aadhaar? Or if I want to use that one, what will be the process? What is the first process? We need to enroll into the system. That's what we are going to do in the first stage. Now, if you take the example, what it will be done in 1 month? It's just they are giving that it will be stored in a database or in a server. That's all, or anything else. See, why I'm taking this example, this is very important to know us where we are with respect to AI. People have an illusion, like yes, anything can be done using AI. Only AI can do deep fake or something. It's not like real activity. Still, we are, according to me, even we have not reached 10% of AI. Okay, why we have to understand first, then we will correlate it to the smart health. Smart health is very important concept for everyone. In future, we have a very good opportunities if someone wants to work on IoT plus smart health. Okay, let us try to understand. Here is Aadhaar card. Very simple example. We have given all our biometrics and everything. We feel that okay, this can be used anywhere, right? So how we have to have seen the advertisement of Aadhaar. We used to get when Aadhaar was initiated, right? We used to get a funny message in Facebook. That time WhatsApp was not there. Facebook or something. Even nowadays you will see. A problem might have seen like one person will call the pizza shop and you will try to order a pizza. He says that okay, see I want to order some market or something. Okay. Then from that side, the caller, the customer gets enter. They will say that okay, if you want this pizza, now this is the cost. It's about something X price. According to your bank balance, we have the information. According to your bank balance, this can be purchased. But according to your health records, you should not eat this pizza. Okay, he says that's good. How do you come to know? Then that person will say, through your login account, we were able to access your complete health records and we see that you are not able. Then what shall I recommend? Then that lady will ask on that side. So instead of this, you should order this one. Then he will say, okay, then if you are ordering, can you order 4 pizzas? Then she will say that, okay, you can't order because your bank balance is this much, you can't order. So how will you be able to know through my Aadhaar? See, this was the expectation when Aadhaar was like everything will be available to everyone, but with the security purpose. Do you think that it is possible? Very simple. Nowadays we go for ATM to get money, right? So still we people use cards. Yes, sir? Right? We have given our Aadhaar. So instead of that, I should have gone. Our face capture should be there. Our face recognition system, how our mobile comes to work. Automatically it should sense that okay, this is Nandina, this account ID is so and so. Then it should open and it has to say that okay, what type of banking you have to do. Like whatever the process we get after inserting my card, it should be done automatically. Is it possible to do that using AI? Okay, do you think that it can be implemented at least at IIT? Why? Security purpose. Right? One of the major failures of AI, like in general public or in public cases, is because of the security reasons. Okay, that is the one of the reasons. Okay, so think in a medical perspective, like people are telling about a smart health, IoT, like AI in health. Probably from past 5 days, you might have heard about the applications. I don't know. Like I could go through only 2 video lectures, one from MS Dinesh and the other one from Dr. Yula. Like he was speaking about the generative AI, something like that way. So if you think, just correlate your Aadhaar with your medical things. So is it possible to apply AI in medical? So what are the applications you have seen till now? Whatever the sessions have been conducted. Can you tell me some few applications? Sorry. Is okay. In cardiology, how they want to build application or what is the prediction whether they will get an heart attack or not. If probably in 1 hour or 2 hours when you get an heart attack, it has to just send a message or something, right? That was the one application. Very good. Pathology. In pathology, what was the application? Okay, CBC or WBC, whatever they want to count. Just I will give the unit scan, get the unit, and it has to do unit crossing and do some AI and do the pathology. Very good. Yes. Cancer or not. Very good example is whether it just I will get my CT scan or MRI scan or something into my application. There will be an application. Okay. Just someone might like you people will have built one application. Okay, where I will just insert my or load my MRI or CT scan. Then it has to say whether I can get a cancer or do I have a cancer or not. If I have, at what stage? If so, what are the medicines or what I need to do? What are the steps I need to follow? These are the things they wanted to do, right? Okay, just take these three examples. Okay, one is cancer, one is pathology, another one is cardiac. Like, do you think that do we have any such publicly available applications, or does doctor use these applications? Or not? See, we have seen many research articles. People, probably some of you may be working on medical image analysis or medical data analysis. Everything is on paper, right? We have so many papers, right? We have many applications. Do you think that? Like, normally we visit our hospitals, right? So, have you seen any AI application assisting doctor or nurses? Yes or no? Like where? If yes, where? If no, we will have a discussion. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ in general where you are seeing AI? So it is automatically generated. Okay. Man has seen an application where when we take the MRI scan, right? So automatically it will try to locate the tumors. Okay, or it may be something which is yes. Okay, so that will help the doctor or someone to recognize those areas and see yes or no. If yes, that's good. If not, they will reject it. Okay, that is one of the applications. Any other applications which doctors uses? They said, right? See, many of the companies have developed applications, but major of them are failures. See, today my topic is to speak about failures of AI in medical field. Okay, first we will try to understand what is the failure in medical field, and also we try to compare with the conventional. See, this is also an application that probably you people might have developed in your projects like banking applications, school attendance applications, and so on. Right? It's also same applications for you people. So, what is the difference between these two applications? See, what are the reasons for failure for conventional application and what are the reasons for failure of the AI application that we will try to understand. We will try to see different applications by big companies where it has been failed. Okay, we will take very good examples, very good case studies where it has been failed, and we will try to understand where what was the reason for failing. We will try to understand, and that in that one of the reasons is for us data distribution that we are going to discuss. Okay, today my topic goes like this: AI failures. Okay, in this general AI as well as medical related, we will get into more into medical AI failures, and then causes, data distribution, and at last we'll have a discussions. The first one is AI applications failures. It is not related to medical application in general. Like when the AI started, the companies where it failed and all those things. The first one was Microsoft. It is about in 2016, the first application, AI application, which was developed and made publicly, was called as thinking about you. So it was about just you can interact with the system. This was launched, and within half a day, it was recalled back. It was not more than 4 to 6 hours. Immediately it was recalled back. Recalled ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಜನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಯುಎಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ within 4 to 6 hours they shut down that application. Microsoft. It's an AI application. Today we see like 2016 we are in 2023 11 years. But still we are not progressed in such a way. If people may have a illusion, okay, AI can do anything. No, AI can't do anything as of now. It's simple applications like your mobile phone. Mobile phone again, when displaying the phone in front of you, face recognition ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಕೈನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ನೋಡಿದಿರಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಫೇಸ್ ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಬೈ ರಜನಿಕಾಂತ್ ಅದು ಅದರ ಸುಮಾರು ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ದೇ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಓಕೆ AI can be done that this these are all like futuristic. Probably it may take another 10 to 15 years to attain that stage. And being a student, you have a lot of opportunities in AI if you are from computer science background or electronics or something, where it requires many things. Okay? So why it was recalled back was like because of the basis, like white and black. Normally people they say they always white and black. That was the even the system started making comments on black. That was the reason, and it is automatic. The training they have done, the major thing was based on the white people. When people started using, they were also black people, and it started giving bad comments to them. So that's why it was recalled back. Second one is Amazon recruiting tools. So automatic recruit problem. So like in any company, if they want to recruit, the first thing is the screening of the biodata. We do biodata screening, right? So for that it's very difficult. See, probably from LinkedIn or job search engines, you try to download the resumes, right? And then you go through it, and then you say, okay, is it suitable for interview or not? So it's a laborious because even if you want to hire one person for any standard company, we will be including more than 500 to 600 people. ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 500 to 600 people interview. ಆ 500 ಜನ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಕರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ HR team more than 1000 ಬಯೋಡೇಟಾನ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. It's a very laborious. So for that, Amazon wanted to develop a AI-based application where just the input will be your biodata. And it will say whether this biodata can be sent for interview or not. Selection from first from there, not go that. So even that was a failure. What was the reason for failure? If you see, that will be shocking. See, many of the like it was in 2015, was it? Okay, so it was in-house application. It was not available for the public, only for Amazon. Why it was failed? During 2015, the major workflow was male candidates. Majority of the candidates, female candidates, were rejected. That was one of the major reasons. Female candidate there, training again ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಈಗ AI ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ so probably people maybe know it just for sake of understanding. On AI application na develop ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is same as our human brain. So we have some knowledge, right? So we got the that knowledge on the day of the birth. No, it is a process, right? Now school or college ella kalite we get some knowledge, right? Same way to develop an AI application, we need to train the system. For training, we needed data, right? So that data, whatever they gave, because majority was the biodata of the male candidates. Okay? See, different types of bias in the data projects. Data projects in the it was a male female. Biodata was male and female. And also, second one, it is about the branding. Second reason was branding. Branding is even if it is a human bias. See, if I get a resume from two different institutions, I have a position. I get two candidates. One position from a premier institute, another one from a normal institute. The bias, even as a recruiter, he will be biased towards Premier Institute. Yes or no? See, what they want, they wanted to build such a good application that they try to have a majority of the data from the Premier Institute. See, these things the system will learn. So that was one of the major reasons. Okay? And ball tracking system. So in 2020, snooker, like football, ball tracking system, it got confused with ball and ball head. See, the system got confused. The ball and ball. Okay? And you got self-driving car, probably you people know self-driving car. We people say that okay, already we have a self-driving car. Like they are all trials, but not at finalized. They have their own issues and everything. That was another thing. Face ID, like this was by Apple. So Apple initially they came up. Today we have the face right. We wanted a secure face ID even for mobile phones. So you people might have gone to this 3D printing. 3D printer failure, right? 3D printer you can print anything in the same way. So that was recognized. Initially they said that it's a poor code, but it was able to easily. So these are the cases. Even today there are a lot of cases where AI has been failed in the field. So these are the things which were deployed in the field. See, as a researchers, as a teachers, we say that okay, we have read papers and this paper has accuracy of 90% or 100% or something, right? Even today, it is all on papers, but if you want to put it on a deployment in a real field, it will not work. Okay, very simple example is signature. People say that okay, signature recognition and verification is a solved problem. Why banks are not using that applications? See, even today, if I issue a check, manually, a person will be verifying it manually. He will check with my specimen signatures. Then only it will be accepted. Instead of that, okay, I can go to my ATM, instead of inserting a card, can I insert a check please and automatically can I withdraw money? No. So these are the challenges that we have, and it is in front of us. Everyone, each of you can take one problem and try to solve. That will be very good. Okay. Next, I will take an example of medical fit from Google. Probably like students who work in who are in 8th semester or 7th semester, majority they will take projects from outside, like paid projects. They will tell you. So we will go to some institute and we will say. In that, one of the major project I have seen, like I have heard is about the height. ಈ ಮೆಟಿನ ಇದನ್ನ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅದೊಂದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಡನ್ ಬೈ ಗೂಗಲ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ an application where automatically it will screen our eyes and it will say whether it has some disease or not. It got very good acceptance rate, everything, like it was more than 99% accuracy, everything. Then it was put into a trial in the field in Thailand, in one of the eye hospital. Thailand eye hospital alli application na deploy ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So it was able to achieve only approximately 21% of the images that I will put the reject. Almost like images itself were recognized. It was not able to take into the system. They were not able to upload the images. Forget about the solution, getting the decision whether they have a disease or not or something. The input itself was not able to take into the system. What was the reason? This we have to understand when we are developing any solution, right? The solution will be developed in a lab environment. Everything will be done in a lab environment, in a sophisticated environment, in a well-known environment. But if you see the actual thing, right, it's very dark. Like even probably few people have gone to eye hospital, it will be a dark room, right? See, when they took the images, it was taken in a well manner so that the system will take, understand and produce good results. But when they deployed in the field, so it was very dark, the system was not able to recognize whether it has a high part or not. And it used to reject, saying that okay, it is not acceptable. 21% it was rejected, and this was done by Google. Even today, I think Sundar Pichai, like if you go to TED, he has a very good lecture on this. Not on failure, on the release of this application. He says that okay, in future, like in any country, no need to wait. Like why this application was developed? See, in order to do this process, it takes around 1 month. Means if a patient comes, he has to check something, operation and everything. It will take nearly 1 month. They said that it will be reduced to 10 minutes. That was the claim. You can go to TEDx and you can see the videos. Probably you might have seen. Okay? So he says that it will be reduced to 10 minutes. But when it was deployed, it will not. See, that is the difference between research and a deployment. So what I want to convey to people here is you take any AI application on the papers, on research, we claim that we are getting 90 and 100% accuracy. In between 90 to 100. Nowadays, using deep learning, everyone claims about 99%. But when it is deployed in the field, it will not. So next one, like you said about MRI images, right? So mammography, breast cancer. Actually, this was a very good case study. Like in 1998 itself, uh, FDA, like this one in USA, which makes regulations and issues like to accept any medical devices or something, they promoted this one and applications, and they said that it can be used. But in reality, like only 60% breast cancers were able to identify the systems, and they were the major failures. Next one, IBM. So you might have heard about this IBM Watson. Here is the IBM Watson. It's a big application, like it develops different kinds of applications. Okay, it's not only healthcare. Okay, they were the first people who thought of introducing AI into the applications. Okay, they came up with something called as IBM Watson Health. So they wanted to develop AI application and they did that one. It was a huge loss for them. They closed that, they sold that application to someone and they wiped their hands. I will tell you what were the reasons. Okay, these are the examples of AI failures. Okay. Another one is skin cancer. Nowadays, people are students will bring mobile-based applications like projects. They say that okay, I can scan the skin and say whether it has any disease or something. So this was also one of the use cases. On the paper, they said that it will get about 70 to 80% of accuracy, and it was not able to achieve about 20% of the accuracy. These are the things that we say on paper, but when it is deployed in an application, it will not work. The possible reasons. See, just like give a simple application, you can just Google and check where these AI applications will be. See, the first reason is it's not so simple for health application. See, if it is a mobile application, I am the only user. Right? If it is for a mobile-based application or something, I am the only person. Even if that doesn't do the output, it doesn't matter, then I can go and see the pattern or enter the password or something. But in case of the health case, right, health issues, it's not so easy. See, anybody can't develop any application and leave it to the public. It has lots of rules and regulations we have to follow, all those things. So one is the complex and highly regulated field. What is meant by highly regulated field? Like we have to get acceptance from many government bodies if I want to use it in any applications. And moreover, it is a complex thing. And lack of evidences to support this use. See, evidences. See, if I want to use, like example, we are buying a phone, right? So we say that okay, it's a music. But have you made a study whether really it will work or not? No. See, when we are buying, we will just buy. But if it is a proper person, we will try to check whether really it works or not. Right? Same way, in medical field, we are not able to provide the evidences in the real field. On the papers, on the lab environment, we are able to provide the evidences. But after deployment, we are not able to convince the user that it can be used. And lack of understanding. What is lack of understanding? The technology itself. Many people will not understand. So they have their own doubts. How AI will help? Okay? How artificial intelligence works? Does it really works or not? What is the current situation? No one has an understanding and no one will. If I don't have understanding, I can't believe anything. That is the one of the reasons. Lack of reliable data. So it matches with the second point, like evidences and reliable data. Even someone says that okay, it has worked, so it is not a reliable data. Example like Google. Google took all permissions, government bodies agreed, Thailand they agreed, okay, you use it for some time and everything. But when it was deployed, it didn't work. Actually, what happened in the Thailand was, so that day, the first day itself, the queue became so big that people were not able to use it properly. So they have to, if they say that okay, the image is not proper, this patient can't be treated or analyzed by using your AI technique, then he has to be referred to the manual process. So that took too much. So in order to collect the reliable data is also very difficult for this. Deployment is very hard. So what is deployment? So when I say deployment, see we develop the applications and I want to deploy in the real field. Like example in the pathology. Like if I want to have in the pathology, in the microscope, I need to have the camera, the AI application and do the counting and all those things. Right? So those are the challenges. So if the data itself is not proper, your system will not work. Okay? Lab to field data is different. This is one of the important things that we are going to use today. Lab to field. What is this lab to field? See, the application will be developed in the lab. The data, whatever we use in the lab, that will not be the same as the data what we get in the field. So that is called as a drift in the data, changes in the data. And fear of losing job. This is also one of the important things. Like many people says, like when someone says that I want to automate this process, right? Nobody will ready to accept it because already, let us say, teachers will be replaced by robots. Okay, this is the we are going to develop some teacher robots where they will be teaching everything. Okay, so for that, someone has to monitor and they have to accept it, right? So who will monitor and will say that okay, they are perfect? That has to be done by the teachers only, right? See, as a teacher, I need to evaluate the robot. Then I will say, no, it is not working. This case it failed. We will put lot of fail cases. Why? Even though it is working at some instances, I am not saying 100%. In some instances, I have a fear that my job will be replaced by a robot. Same thing today when probably people heard about ChatGPT, right? So to carry out your assignments or to projects, you may be using ChatGPT. How many of you use ChatGPT? So many people. So for what purpose do you use ChatGPT? Any use material ChatGPT? Huh? Assignments, huh? To get the answers. Right? In lab programs right? So you just give a query, right? You just say status statement. Let us say I am working on algorithms, divide and conquer. I want to develop a divide and conquer based solution for NP's problem. I want to write a program. Earlier, when we were students, like we used to get old program records. After this internet, we used to search in the internet to get the things. Now go to ChatGPT, say that okay, can you write a program in C++ to solve NP's problem using divide and conquer? So it will use the complete code, just copy and paste it, it will work. Right? Yes or no? Or if you some teacher might have given like we used to have an open book exams. Have you gone through this open book exam? Anybody? Where the question will be given to you. Tomorrow you have to do the answer scripts. You can write or you can discuss with anybody. You can search from the internet and that. Right? Earlier we used to go to some other professors or you used to ask. Now go to ChatGPT, ask that question. It will do the complete description. Right? See, if the teacher is replaced by someone, some robot, like it will be very difficult. Nowadays, all companies, like even you might have read, like if this ChatGPT works fine, all developers will be replaced by the ChatGPT. Yeah. If I am doing computer science, I will be a developer one or the other day, right? Yes, sir. So we have to get job in Microsoft or Google or Infosys or somewhere. What will be my role? Write a program. They do something, I need to write a program. So now if ChatGPT works, so automatically instead of 10 people, there will be only one person who will be asking that question and answer will be there. The program will be ready, there. If it's ready, you will just integrate into the system. So our jobs are in here. Yes, sir? Do you feel that it will be like that? No. How many say that okay, ChatGPT will not take our jobs, or we will get jobs in all countries after okay, two people, three. So others feel that we will not get jobs. ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಚಾಟ್ ಜಿಪಿಟಿ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ವಾ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನ ಎಲ್ಲ 20 ಜನ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕೋಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಗೂಗಲ್ನಿಂದನೋ ಅಥವಾ ಇದರಿಂದನೋ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ವಂತ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಈಗ ಈ ಚಾಟ್ ಜಿಪಿಟಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಎ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ it will be better than you people because it will be optimized, it will be standardized, very good in documentation, everything will be done. You have seen that, right? See, you just go and check in ChatGPT, it will do with the documentation. Okay? So, that is one of the reasons we are losing jobs. Next one is, one of the important thing is, see, doctors, almost we say, when we go for a doctor, right? Okay, he charges 500, he charges 1000, he is very costly. And these doctors are gaining money. Yes, sir, because they have spent a lot of amount during their education, they have to earn that. See, if I have developed a radiology application, AI application, it has to be supported by a doctor. Like people who are working in medical field know the pain of getting the data set and evaluating the results. And also if I develop the application, no one will use it. The main thing is no incentives for health providers to use it. If they want to use a application, then I have to pay initially some amount. And no company will pay that much. It will say that your job will be easy. But we don't want his job to be easy. It should be complicated. If it is complicated, then okay. Right? See, if I go to a doctor and he will just use some system and he says that okay, these are the medicines you need to take. And if he asks 500 rupees, definitely I feel bad. Right? Instead of that, if you say do this blood test, go to MRI and all these things, after that he asks 500 rupees, okay, you did some test, okay, let me give 500. Yes, sir. See, these are the, it may be some silly cases or silly reasons, but these are the major reasons for failure of AI systems in medical field. Okay. Now let us try to study between two things: the traditional system and AI system. So traditional system means like your banking application, admission software, or some other applications, which we write it in .NET or Java or something. AI application, it's the same. You can write it in Java or .NET or Python, but it has some additional features. The difference between these two things is mainly in traditional software systems, it is operational. Operational means like whether it will work or not. See, if I enter my name and click on save to create a user, the name has to be saved in the database. How fast it will be saved? Or if I want to search something from the database, just I will go and search the drop-down list box, and from that I will try to get the data. Right? That is the operational. Whatever applications you have, it is an operational software. Okay, so for that we think about throughput, latency, application availability, load and transaction. Probably if you study software engineering, in software engineering, evaluating a software, they are going to use these metrics. Even in AI system, we use these metrics, but it has additional something called as accuracy, precision, recall, and depth measure, and so on. Okay, so it has to satisfy these features also. Means taking to traditional software and AI application, the AI application has additional factors which has to be satisfied. So satisfying that application is very challenging. So as I said, two things are there. One is in the lab environment it has to satisfy, as well as it has to satisfy in the field also. Okay? See, for the conventional or a traditional software system, if it is satisfied in your lab environment, definitely it will be satisfied with the fit. Means if I take some application, if I do a load testing properly and everything, and if I deploy it in a time, and even if it is more than users are used, like it will work. The chances of failure will be very less compared to AI system. Because AI is a recent field, right? Just it was born around 30 to 40 years. Okay, AI. So, strictly speaking, AI came into the picture after the invent of the GPUs. Earlier it was there, but it was at a small scale. This GPU has made so intensive that it can be used in anywhere. Okay, because of that, we are trying to use AI everywhere. But it has additional challenges and additional metrics are there, which we are not able to achieve it in a proper way. Okay. So why traditional software fails? One is dependency failures. Dependency failures. Probably, how many of you have done projects? Like, have you developed any applications in your lifetime? Like, where you have deployed it. Means deployment is not in the real field, at least running the applications also. Or if you have studied Python, like even if you are Python users, right? We need to install the packages, Python or R. These things we need to install the packages. See what happens when we start the application development, we will be having the version 1.0. Probably within 1 month or 2 months, we will be having version 2.0. And whenever we are deploying, automatically it will be upgraded. Means if I take from one system to another system, like we create an upload environment, there we try to deploy it. So if you try to deploy it, automatically it will be upgraded to the new versions and it will not work. So probably there will be a compactor, but it will be having the issues. That's what the dependencies are. If it is maintained with the third party, if they are not maintained properly, after 1 month or 2 months, if it is not maintained, you will be not able to download the dependencies, these things. Probably these are the things that a student has to experience. Even as a researcher, when we are developing, we have to think like, how can it be productized? See, all of us are beyond, we are behind this paper publications. So I want to complete my PhD, or my student has to complete my PhD. Okay, let me publish one paper. Okay, currently is 90%. I get 92%. I will use AI. But these things will not work in the reality. Deployment failures, as we saw in the case of the from the Google, that was one of the reasons. Hardware failures, like CPU, GPU, like power or maybe sensors. We are talking about the sensors. One of the major challenges in sensors is failures. Sometimes sensors will send the data which is not acceptable at all. Okay, someone was discussing about the heart, right? So for that we have the pacemakers. Right? Today we are thinking about the AI-based pacemaker. Probably I have the data, I will show you that. So in that, what these AI-based pacemakers will do? See, normally without AI, they will do the functions in a regular manner. In AI, it will collect the data, it will try to send the data to your doctor or to your server or something where it can analyze. Based on the data will be analyzed and suggestions will be made. So it will try to make our heart pump properly, the pacemakers. The pacemaker will be added there. Okay, like those things. So when we do that one, if the hardware failures, very simple thing is it is a low battery pacemaker. Okay, the battery goes, and at that time, if something happens to my heart, who will take care? Downtime and crashing. That's what any system they will be having the downtimes and crashing when we are deploying and all those things. So if I take the AI specific, those were the examples of the conventional software. Same way, if I take the AI, like data collection and processing problems. See, data collection itself is a very challenging problem in research. See, if someone wants to take a research, the first thing what we say that, so choose a problem where you don't have issue about the data. Like a very good example, like one of my my guide was Professor right? Probably some of you will remember. So, and I did PhD with him. Like after that, my junior was there. He was doing a PhD on this age progression based face recognition system. Like we enrolled to ADA, like immediately when the kid is born, like when the baby is born, you try to get the Aadhaar card within some 1 year or something. See, the face will be changing over a period of time till 13 to 14 years, or let us say 15 years. After that, it will be stable up to some 50 years or 60 years. After 60 years, the stability reduces and then our face pattern get changes, right? So it is just like a bell curve shape. Like, or we can say that initially the face pattern it will be changing rapidly. After some time, it will be stable. After that, it will try to change one side, right? So her problem was to identify what is the suitable time to stop collecting the samples from the child. See, the other is there. So other has to be updated. Like we need to update our case, right? Like we need to update our biometrics. So for kid, if I for my daughter, when she was sixth or seventh month, I did the Aadhaar card. After that, I am not updated. Let us assume that I have an application which works based on the Aadhaar. What we discussed. Okay. Now, our face template has to be updated frequently because it is changing. Right? So what is the stable age was that problem. Now if you see, collecting that data, I want 1% data from starting from first month to 15th or 16th year. Every month or every 3 months data I need to have. A problem was that. See, that was the most challenging. See, is it possible PhD will be for 3 to 7 years? She wants a data about 15 years and it is a new problem. It was a very good, very challenging problem. She took that. But how to see in the problem itself, in the data set itself, there is a problem. Right? Same with the AI, whatever you people think, right? See, collecting the data. We thought about taking the medical data. In medical data, getting the non-disease samples is very easy. Like whether I have any hole in my heart or not, I can get hundreds of data, thousands of data. But in patients with the hole, collecting the data is a big challenge. Same way with cancer or not. It's a very difficult challenge. That is one of the main challenges that AI specific faces. So we start with very limited data sets. We start with thousands or 10,000 or something. Okay? And we say we work and we will publish a research or we develop the application. But when it is deployed in the real field, new data will come and we will be fit. So in general, if you want to say, like earlier we used to say, like I am also born and brought up in Mysore. So whenever we get any illness, ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಏನಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋದಿದೆ ಯಾವ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ ಇಂಥ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ KRS ಹೋಗೋ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ KRS ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ತುಂಬಾ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. He will be having exposure to different cases. See, in standard hospitals, like premium hospitals ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಜನರೇ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಅವರು ಬರೋದಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕೇಸಸ್. ನಮ್ಮಂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಓಕೆ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು KRS hospital. So if you go definitely and they will not charge and the treatment will also be very less and they will give free of cost. Same thing applicable to AI. See what we are doing, we are working only on the limited data sets or on the standard data. Whatever you do projects or your research work, students do project, right? So what I suggest them if they want to develop a face recognition system, try to develop face recognition system for your class. Only for your class. So Pratidina, there will be a camera, you come and you try to recognize your face. You may develop everything, you get a solution, you deploy it, and you try to see. Definitely within 1 week, it will not recognize your image. Okay? The second one is poor hyperparameters. In traditional systems, there will be no hyperparameters or anything because it's a standard. And read from Excel, select star from so and so table, these are the fields, I will get the data. But for AI system, we have to provide some parameters to the development. Probably if you have gone through machine learning, any other algorithm, they will be having set of parameters. Those parameters are very important for us. If you don't set it properly, it will not work. Changing in the training pipeline and the testing pipeline. What is this pipeline? See, for any AI application, pipeline is very important. So So what is this pipeline? Pipeline is nothing but set of functions which need to be executed one after the other. Example, face recognition system. What is the pipeline for a face recognition system? First one is capture image. Okay, capture image. Then extract features. Okay, then give it to a classifier. Classifier will give the result. Based on the result, will decide whether it is a genuine or not. Okay, that is the pipeline. That's all. It's a set of functions which need to be executed one after the other. During the training of the application, the pipeline will have one set of functions, but during the deployment, during the testing, right, that pipeline will be modified. So probably I may be extracting features of local binary pattern. Someone in the training, it may be PCA based. It's a small thing, okay? That might have been used. Or if I want to say it in a layman, let us say I have an application where I need to calculate the age. Okay? So what I have done during the training, I might have used the data to calculate the age. During the testing, instead of date of birth, I have given three fields called as day, week, and month or something. Day, month, and year. Sorry. Day, month, and year. See, giving a date of birth like 13/03/1987 or something. Instead of that, 13 is one field, 3 is another field, 1983 is another field. Means the fields are same. Physically, they represent the same data. But for the system, it is a two different fields. It can't do. So these are the minor changes we do during the development. That is also one of the another is data distribution. Data distribution is one of the major reasons for most of the applications is failing. Like you take this first one, take by Microsoft, or recruitment tool by Amazon, or Google that high pace or anything. The distribution of the data was good. What is the distribution of the data? See, as I said, I want to train my system. I collected some data and I gave it to the system learned. But after deployment, when the data was, we call it as an inference in the field. Inference and the system and deployment, ಈಗ ಅದು ಕೆಲಸ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲಸ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಡೇಟಾ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಂಟೈರ್ because I can't know that the entire population cannot be generated during the training. So that is one of the things. Edge cases never we do not consider by developing a system, we do not consider the edge cases. Probably you might have heard term called as outliers. If you are developing any applications, there will be some cases which are outliers. So what we will do for those outliers? We will try to just remove them. During the training, we remove those outliers and find the system. Okay? So, in the field, we can't remove the outliers because I don't know whether it is an outlier or not. It's an inference, right? So, it will directly the data will be issued and something will happen and it will not work out. That is the edge cases. Degenerate the feedback loops. So, what is this degenerated feedback? We are using these feedbacks in all our applications, especially in YouTube or wherever we use the application to watch entertainment or something. Like even on YouTube or on Facebook, we use Facebook, right? So in Facebook, have you observed that I will be getting similar type of videos which I have watched previously. See, if I am a spiritual person, like if I use videos related to devotional songs or some pathways or something, right? I will be getting only similar type of videos from the Facebook or in YouTube. YouTube the recommendations and other things. We have seen it. Or if you watch movies, what type of movies you watch, similar type of movies will be shown to us. How this is done? It is a AI. It's a very simple. It is called as a feedback to the system. So whatever you touch or whatever you watch, right, it will be recorded and it will try to understand, okay, this person is interested in these type of things. Similar type of data will be shown to us. Even in our Amazon, like Amazon, ನಾನು ಏನು frequent search ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಥವಾ frequent book ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅದು items ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Example, I want to buy a dining table. Let us assume. So I will try to check for dining tables. So for next 15 days, 1 month, I will be having list of mails or list of recommendations of dining tables. If I want to search, if I want to buy any computers, it's the same, right? So that is what the feedback. See, where this feedback can go false, how this can make the AI system to be fail. ನೀವು search ಮಾಡಿ whether it is your interest or not, if you watch automatically we have the option like auto video play ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Yes, we normally it will be enabled. See, you will be scrolling Amazon ಅಥವಾ Facebook ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ YouTube ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು just we will be scrolling our fingers, right? ಅದು ಪ್ಲೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, it accepts like it's a positive sample to it. Means it's a watch by me. That's a wrong thing, right? See, I will see many things in the video, right? Play ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಈಗ let us say there was no option of auto video play. Only if I we can make it in the settings. Okay, if I watch, then only it will be treated as like it's a positive sample to me. Okay, so these are the simple things that we use with AI. That is called as a feedback. See what happens if I try to use it. If it video is played automatically, then it thinks that it is interested, and those type of videos will be shown. These are the some examples. Okay. See, this is an example of, so from now onwards it will be a little bit of mathematics. So we try to understand. See, in any machine learning, right? So this is what my findings are. See, I will be having a training data. Any machine learning, what it will do, it will try to just find out a decision boundary. See, ಯಾವುದೇ machine learning algorithm ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, it will try to find out a decision boundary. So this will be my data. So based on that, it will try to find out a boundary and it will try to learn. Okay, if these types of samples comes, it should be treated as plus. If these type of samples comes, it should be treated as samples. Okay, this is a simple example. If this data has been given to the system will try to understand and it will try to find out a boundary. Now, during the inference, a new sample will come. If that sample lies in this region will be treated as positive, plus, and this region will be treated as samples. That's all. See, this is a simple mathematics which we learn in our +2. Machine learning ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ +2 ಅಥವಾ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಜಿಬ್ರಾ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಓದಿರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ನ machine learning ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So if you want to pursue your career in machine learning, you should be good in your mathematics. So this will be your data. But once we deploy into production, this data distributions will be changed. This will be not actual data, right? So new data will come here and it will be not able to recognize, and these are called as misclassified data, and your performance will be degraded. Okay, so this is what we have to understand. Now, how can I know that there was a shift in the data? Okay, and data na ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಯ್ತು, ನನ್ನ performance ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ system ನ stop ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. So I need to make sure that I will learn. Means the system will learn by itself and it will try to shift that boundary. See, that boundary has to be shifted to here, correct? That's all it has to be done. So I have a boundary here, actual boundary. So now new data came and it has to learn by itself and it has to shift, and this should be its new boundary. So two things we are going to learn today, like how can I identify that there is a shift in data? What are the different types of shifts are there? So if such shifts are there, how can I adjust my boundary? So it's not only in your production, even in our research we have to take care of this, where we are not using a static data set for our research. Static data set and before starting my research I have a standard data set. I will use that and I will produce the result. In that case, you can't use this. Instead of that, I took an example where we have to collect the data periodically. So if we are collecting the data periodically, and we have to make sure I collected for last 1 year I have collected data. This month I have the new data. Whether they are the same data or not, whether there is a change in the data or not. So next month also I will collect a new data. Whether there is a change or not. If there is a change, how much it is changed? What is the reason for change? That we need to understand. So for that, this data distribution shift or data shifts can be used. So we make an assumption initially. This is what all researchers we do before starting our research. Like the population, whatever we get for our training, it will be the same population for our testing also. But that is not reality. Okay, that is what I will give an example. Okay. So these are some examples I will speak. So this is out about edge cases or outliers. Right here, in case of training, any outliers we will try to neglect it, but in productions we can't neglect it. So what is the suggestion is, whenever you are trying to develop any application, play with the outliers. Include the outliers in your training and try to see how it will behave. Okay. Degenerative feedbacks, already I explained, like if your feedback is not proper, right, that will be a loss. So this is what the example of the shifts. So shift and when initially on our training data, the source distributions will be there. This is nothing but a simple PDF, probability distribution function. You must statistics and other you know. See, AI mainly depends on your mathematics and also probability and statistics. So if you want to get more into AI, try to learn this. So this will be our distribution, but over a period of time, the distributions has been changed. So when the distribution changes, the accuracy will get reduced. Okay. Mainly, in any machine learning, we work on the probabilities, right? It's a very simple probability. We take two probability values. One is input and another one is the output. So just these two outputs, we can use it and try to monitor whether there is a change in the distribution or not. Okay. So the main thing is x, that is the input, and y is the output. Means the predicted parameters or labels will be called as y. The input, your feature set will be called as x. So P of x is the probability density of the input, and P of y is the probability density of the output. So ಈ ಎರಡು output ಅಂದ್ರೆ you take your data and try to plot the distributions. Okay. Now we have two distributions. Based on comparing these distributions of the train data and the inference data, we can say that there is a change or not. Two things comes into picture as these two probability, conditional probability values. So what is that? So the first one is the conditional probability of output given input. So if I give an input x, like example, if my face is given, it has to identify it as a gender, like whether it is a male or female. So input is face pattern, y is gender, male or female. Right? What is the conditional probability? Same way other. Like if I have a gender, whether the pattern can look like this. Like you have an assumption in Indian scenario, it is very easy. Like male and female you will take. Okay? So probably just by looking to the end part, means our hair part itself, we can take a decision whether it's a male or female. Because the hair structure of male and female is different. Okay? So that is what the second problem. Based on this, we are going to identify different types of distributions. So first one is covariate shift. So we are going to discuss about different shifts. Okay. The first one is covariate shift. So what is this covariate shift? Let me take an example. The P of x changes, but P of y given x will not change. What is this P of x? P of x is the input. Means your input is changing. Means compared to the train data and compared to your inference data, your test data, the feature itself has been changed. If that is the case, we call it as a covariate shift. Here you can see that probability P of y has not been changed. See, P, Y given X remains the same way, only the X part is getting changed. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಟಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಆ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡೆಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ let us take the signature. Okay, now I have taken a signature. During the training I might have calculated the height and width as a feature. Okay, so height around 10 and width around 20. But when I go to the inference, probability due to scanning or something, the height may become like 50 and width may become like 60. See, there is a change in the input pattern. So in that case, it is a covariate shift. Very good example is house prices. Let us take the example of a house price. See, if I want to calculate the house price, it will be based on the dimension of the house. Before COVID, during COVID, after COVID, let us take this example. So probably you people know, like during the COVID, the market was very weak. Yes, it was a big problem for the real estate, right? Before COVID, it was very good. Like even after COVID, it came its moment. See, the dimension was same, but the price what happened? Earlier it was very high, then it decreased, then it increased. See, probably if you see the trend of the recruitment, so we call it as a recession, right? So recession in companies also have this issue, depending upon the quality of the students. Like probably whether I want or not, sometimes if there is a requirement, I will hire everyone, whether it is good or not. So what will be the effect of that? It will be effect on my productivity, right? Probably it will slow down. Sometimes I will not hire. Okay, I will try to hire only good quality students. So even that will be also a problem for me. Okay, so means input, if there is a change in input, then we can't do anything. So we have to see whether it is change in input or change in output or change in both input and output. Based on that, we are going to identify the types of the inputs. So first one is the covariate good. So here you can see, like, so forget about this black marks and this part. So whatever the blue points we have, right, this was our training data. The blue points or blue circles are the training data. So based on that, we have decided a classifier, a decision boundary. Okay, this is my decision boundary. Or if it is a linear regression, this is what the regression, right? Because this, so this is my test data. Okay, see whatever red I have, this is a test data. Till here, it was following the structure of the original data. Means due to some reason, like due to COVID or due to recession or something, right? So what happened? The data shifted away. So this was the new data, the black things. So what happens in this case? My function has not changed. It is static. The regressor line is a static, but data has to change, and there will be decrease in the performance. I can't predict the things properly. So if data has been changed, then we need to tune that. How to adjust it. So reasons. So selection means bias in the data selection. During the training, if you have bias towards data selection, it will not work. So training data artificially. See, not only what we do while developing an application or doing a research. If I have a huge amount of data, we will try to truncate some samples, which reduces our results. So this we will do. Everyone will do. So first we will take entire data set. Then we will calculate the performance. It says that okay, 90%. Then we will try to understand why I am getting 90%. I expected around 85 or 96%. Okay, these are the some samples which are playing role. So these I will call as our text and I will try to do. So I am getting biased towards the actual data. That should not be done. So model learning process, like active learning or something, how it is learning is also very important. See, a problem is active learning, a solution is also active learning. Means active learning means what? See, nowadays we speak about active learning even in schools. like what we call it, continuous learning, continuous assessment. We have this continuous learning and continuous assessment. Same things happens in model also. Model also continuously it will try to learn and it will be assessed. See, when there is a continuous learning, there is a problem sometimes. What happens? Like earlier, we had a year-end testing, means exams were at the year-end. We had semester end. Now we have the internal basis. Like every day is taken internals. In continuous learning, continuous assessment, what? Like how much assignment you are submitting, how good you are in that, how you are performing. It's like every day. Right? What happens? I want to count it every day, so I will try to forget the old things. That is the problem with the continuous learning sometimes. So we have to be careful. Due to environment, in the way we use application in real life, it is also a problem. So label shift. So this is another type of shift. So it was about P of X in previous case. Here it is P of Y itself. P of Y is how the labels can change. Example, very good example is a gender classification. I want to develop a gender classification. When the problem comes to our mind, right, we will take only two cases, male and female. Right? We develop an application. What is this P of Y? If I try to introduce a new class, like transgender, what happens? Like I develop an application, like where it accepts only male and female. So when I deploy, in the world we have transgender. Third category is also there. Right? If they come to the picture, what happens? The system will not work properly. Same way, like diseases. Like probably I might have tried, like I might have taken about some cancer. Like in that cancer, I might have considered only 5 classes for my training the application. Now, when I deploy in the field, there will be like n number of classes. In that, I have only taken 5 classes. What happens to 6, 7, and 8? See, if you take the specific AI application, if you have developed one AI solution, if you have n class, right? If you give any sample, it will be classified into those n classes only. If you give n plus 1 class, what happens to your application? Whether it predicts or not? No, it will not predict. It will predict to any one of the 10 classes only. Right? So it's not a misclassification because it has not learned it. So it is classified into those n classes. Actually, we should have something called as n plus 1 class in all the cases. Like, let us say, like I know Chinese language. Now, if I write something in Chinese language and if I give it to you, you will be reading or not. What do you say? You will directly say, I don't know. I don't know whether it's a language or you have drawn something. Right? But if I do that, let us assume I have developed an application which can recognize Kannada or English. If I do that input to my application, what happens? It will do something, either in English or in Kannada, it will do something. The system will not reject. See, if we are developing any application, we should have something called as rejection class or unknown class. Normally we do. Like when we are developing, I work on visual inspection. Like we manufacture boards and everything. So once the board is manufactured, automatically visual inspection has to be done. If the system doesn't know whether it identifies some defects, but if it is not able to say what type of defect, it will be moved to some class called as unknown class or we call it as a rejection class. So such type of reasoning comes in human brain, but not in the AI application. Even you take medical application or industrial application or any application, most of the applications deals with class n, not with n plus 1. So if you are working on a production environment, you can think about. So this is what the label shift. So label shift, the P of Y changes. The labels are changed, but the distribution is same. See, case of gender, right? Male, female, and transgender. The distribution, even they are included in our population only. But they are the new category which was not explained to the system. Okay? So that is what, like, it may be changing the shift. So for that, it is active learning. We suggest that you can think about active learning. Whenever it fails, you move it into negative class or the unknown class. After that, you try to analyze and try to put it into the system and let it learn by itself. Okay. So along with that, we have some other changes or less feature change. Okay, it is same as our correlation, but there is a difference. Okay, label schema change. Label schema change means in our database it is for tabular type of data. Like we have different types of AI application, like image-based application, signal-based application, tabular data-based application, sensor-based AI application. So this label schema means if you are using any database for tabular kind of data, right? If your schema was different during your training and it was different from your testing, then it will be a schema change. The last one is the concept drift, which is very important. See, compared to other things, this is what a little bit challenge in analytics. So, what is this concept drift? It is same as our covariate shift. Okay. So, but here, sorry, in covariate shift, it was P of x given y. Here it is P of y given x. P of x has changed, but the conditional probability is changed. Means, see, this was the actual distribution. Now, completely the distribution has been changed. It's not only x, even the y has been changed. So here we can, the diagram we are not seeing, that it can have additional classes, okay, combination of p of y because it is a conditional probability, and also p of x changes. New population will be included in that. So very good example is the spam detection mail. So we classify our mail as okay mails and spams, right? In case of spam, how it will be detected? Based on the content. Based on the content of the mail, we will decide whether it is spam or not. So normally what we have to do to decide whether it is a spam or not, whenever we open a mail which is not relevant to me, we are going to say it as a spam. There will be a button called as a spam. See, initially, let us assume that I clicked on some mails and it was identified as a spam. So after some times, what happened? I stopped that process. Even if I get a spam mail, I just open and I am not interested in clicking that button, I stopped it. So after a few period of time, what happens? That was thought by the AI or by the machine learning that it is not a spam. Now the distribution changes, it got confused. Earlier, the similar type of data was stored as a spam. Now I am not telling that one. That is also a problem. So for that, it will include these things as a non-spam or a proper means. So the distribution changes, and I will be getting an inappropriate message. Okay. Now, what are the different types of concept drift can occur? So it is same with respect to other drift also. There are basically three types of drifts. One is sudden drift. Okay, very good example is the COVID-19. We never expected like what will be changed. Right? COVID came and it changed everything. Either the prices increased or prices decreased somewhere. We were not able to recognize. Even the applications were not able to run properly. Right? So that is what the sudden change. Okay? And incremental, it will be very slow. So, a very good example is gold price. So, have you seen that gold price decreased too much? No, it will be increasing. So, it will be a change in the data. Even our data shift also, sometimes it will not be a sudden change. See, it will be incremental. See, sudden change of data is very rare in field because when developing, when creating a data set, will try to take it. But this incremental and seasonal, the third one is seasonal. These are the two types of the data shifts which can occur in a real time. Why is incremental and seasonal? Seasonal means in some season the data will be something, in some season data will be different. Like if I want to tell about summer and winter, the purchase of the type of clothes, whether it's a cotton or something, right? It will be changing, right? So why it will change? Why not sudden? The reason is, see, when we deploy the system into the application, we will try to get the data every day. So we will try to see the data in a regular period of time. It will take some time to accumulate the data, right? It's not like us. Only in cases of COVID only we will see that. Okay? So in that case, these incremental or seasonal shifts will happen. Sudden changes are very rare. If they occur, it will be very difficult to tackle the problems. So stock management, I think, like if someone works on a stock, you can see. In case of stock, you can see, depending upon change of the CEO of the company, or if CEO gives a statement, right, in public or something, then stock suddenly reduces or increases something, right? So that is an example of sudden changes. Gradual, like easy, like it will get. So how can we detect these data distributions? That is what we need to check. Now we understood what is data shift, what are the different kinds of data shift. Like how can I identify this data? So what comes into your mind? Already I have given the example. Just check the distributions. So for each distributions, you will be having the expected values. Like we know that mean or standard deviation or variance or IQR, you can study those things and you can do it. Apart from that, we have so many statistical tests to compare the distributions. Here your statistics play a major role. So majority of data distributions we use to check we use statistics. Okay. So one thing is, if you are deployed and if you want to check, you monitor the performance of the model. If the performance of the model is decreasing day by day, or if there is a sudden change in the decrease, we can do it. That is what the visual. The first one is about the visual things. Or we can go using the statistics. But there is one specific case about these AI models. We need to understand. This is very important for any AI model in production. This diagram is very important for us. See, any AI model, as I said, it is same as our human brain. Like we will be learning new things, right? And this knowledge will keep changing day by day, especially the knowledge, right? So what happens? Once the model is at peak, due to some situations or due to period of time, over period of time, the performance has to decrease, and you have to identify that change, and you have to bring back it to its normal performance. So once again it will decrease, and this is evident. It's not like that always you will be getting, if I have applied any application, I will be getting 90% is not good. So initially it will be at 20%, over a period of time it will decrease, then you apply your analysis, improve your model, you bring it to 90% or 95%, try to do it after that it will reduce. So this is one of the most challenging thing to identify and keep track. See, in case of conventional or traditional software system, if you deploy, you will forget. Deploy and forget. But in case of AI-related project, the actual project starts after deployment. See, developing AI application is not a big issue nowadays. We can develop AI application. Once you deploy, you have to maintain this, or else you will lose your customer, or no one will accept it. See, in case of mobile phones and all those things, why it is not a challenging case? Because we change our mobile phones every 4 years or 5 years or 2 years. Right? See, I have a phone. It is about some 5 years old. Someone have a habit of 5 to 6 years. You will not feel these issues at all. If there is an AI solution in your application, you will not feel. Why? You have not used it for a long time. You take your TV, refrigerator, or washing machine. Like frequently, they will be changing. There will be some issues comes 2-3 times. If issue comes, you will say, okay, you sell it or you discard it. You buy a new thing. That is. But in real time, like in applications, like in factories, we can't change like that. in medical field, like I have got one MRI scanner, that is AI-based MRI scanner. It's about close together, let us assume, some 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs. I can't change every 1 year or 2 years. In such applications, these things will be seen. Where you are going to use for a long time, there will be an issue, you have to rectify, you have to run. And this is really true. Like even I have experienced in my 8 years of experience in Samsung. We have deployed a solution which is running for 5 to 6 years. So it's not like the other application, like we have user management system and all those things. So that was deployed around 10 years back. Still we are using it because it's serving our purpose. You don't need to change or anything. Right? It's a traditional software. But AI, every day, every week, we have to collect the statistics, analyze it, and we have to tune the application whenever it is. See, what is the challenge? Like, if I want to find out the solution, first we need to understand the challenge. The most challenge is these three things. See, probability of y means the output variable and also the conditional probabilities. Because of these conditional probabilities, this is challenge. All these boils to the thing which I said in the beginning, assumptions. If you are developing an application or if you are doing a research, we make some assumptions in the beginning. We say that, okay, the data which will be used for training will be same as the inference or in the application. It is not true. Because of this assumption, these things will. So that is not true. Like our assumption is not true. So how can we, the solution is quantify the visual changes in the P of X, try to identify what is the change in P of X or P of Y or conditional probability try to do, or try to summarize the data, whatever you have, into a meaningful manner and try to identify the problems. Okay. So for that, either we can go for the visual-based approach. Okay. So in case of a visual-based approach, you try to see the data. So I'm just taking an example. This may be your history data. We use two things. One is called as history data, another one is the current data. What is history data? History data means the data which was used to train the model. Okay? Current is the inference data which has been given to the model to test with the field. So now we have two data sets. Okay, two data. You try to visualize that data, try to plot and try to see whether the distributions are same or not, whether it looks same or not. Then we can go for static plot, box plot, and all those things. Okay? So you try to see, analyze, and you take a decision, or you try to apply statistical test. Now, when it comes to statistical test, as we know that we have hundreds of statistical tests. So we should be knowing like for what type of data which statistical test has to be applied. So we have very good libraries in Python where automatically it will try to identify the appropriate statistical test based on your data type. Probably you might have seen that if you are developing solution in AI, even if you are learning Python, the first thing you try to learn is what are the different data types we have in a data set. Like each column, you will try to identify whether it is a real number or an integer number or a character or a boolean or a string or something, and what type of distribution. You will do it, we call it as a EDA, right? So EDA, if you take it, you will get it. So based on that, it will try to use. So for continuous types of features, we can use AS test, Kolmogorov syncron test, or it is a categorical features like 1, 2, 3 categories, male, female, or high, low, that one, or two, rich, like that way. We can use the chi-square test. So there are different tests that can be used. You can apply Z test also, depending upon the type of test. So this is an application, okay, where it will try to take the data based on the previous data and the current data, and it will try to say whether there was a change in the distribution or not. Here you can see that is changed earlier. So if it is changed, it indicates that there was a change in the distribution or just I will see these things. Yeah. So this is an application or a package. You can use a package called as evidently. Like you can install a package called as evidently, and if you view your history data and the current data, it will try to generate a report automatically in Excel, in PDF format, in JSON format, where the graphs it will try to explain whether there was a change in the data or not. Okay, so if it is say it is detected, there was change in the data that we can use, and it will do which statistical test as used. So we are no need to specify the type of the statistical test. So automatically it will try to identify and it will show. So it looks like this. So already I have executed on data. Like you can see here, we have two types of data: current data and history data. So this is the automatic report generated. So depending upon your features, it will try to view whether there is a distribution change. See here, it says that it is not detected. You can see graphically the distribution is also not changed. But if you see here for detected, right? So for this feature, it has detected there is a difference in the data. So you can just go through it and also you can check in detail. Like it will give the distributions. Like whether there is an actual and different, there will be a reference line, how it is deviating from the reference line, the data distribution with the graphical representation and all those things. So this can be used. This can be used if you are in production data or even in your research. If you are collecting data in a regular interval of time for your research, you can use that one. Apart from that, so we have different techniques. Like you can use your simple linear regression based approach, and you can study whether it was a long-term drift or a short-term drift. You can make a study depending upon the data, and you can decide. So probably today you had a morning session, right? Related to Spark, PySpark and all those things. So you can integrate with that. In production, what happens? Like Chandra is my team member, like we work together. So he will try to get the data to me. So my responsibility to develop the system automatically, which will take care of such things. So from PySpark, continuously we will be getting the data. Okay. So from either database or big data or anything, we can use it. So we get the data, we are going to analyze, and we are going to see whether it is an aggressive drift, is sudden change, or progressive drift, whether it is a seasonal or a gradual change. So you can integrate these things and you can study this data. So this is what I planned. So I wanted to show you the same thing, then whatever the PDF I showed. Like you can use, if you just install the immediately package, if you want to see the distribution and all those things, it will give many things. So you can use that now. So this is the first one is a very important book. Anybody interested in production level AI or even for AI understanding, you can go through this book. One of the very good designing machine learning systems. That one. And IoT for sensors, like last diagram which I showed something, PySpark which we use. So these are some things you can do. This is what I planned for today. So anything you want to do this?